We spent February half term in Weymouth. We headed over the bridge and into the town centre, but first a quick stop to have a look at that gorgeous harbour. The town centre has lots to offer, with many independent shops, cafés, restaurants, as well as some of the more well-known high street chains. St Alban Street offers many of those independent shops, as well as our favourite coffee shop, Sutton's. From the town centre we dropped onto the seafront, just before the weather took a turn for the worse. When the risk of being blown to France had died down, we carried on our walk up the coast. From the beachfront we walked up into Greenhill Gardens. There are 2 cafés at Greenhill Gardens which are open throughout the year, and in the summer months you'll also find a putting green, tennis courts and lawn bowls. In 1936, the Floral clock was installed into Greenhill Gardens. It's one of the last floral clocks ever made that was driven by traditional mechanical clock movement. Crossing over the road, we headed to Lodmoor Country Park.
Ahoy there, me hearties.
Lodmoor Country Park is a 35-hectare coastal green space which features the RSPB Nature Reserve, Sea Life Centre, Sam World, Crazy Golf and a cafe. The barrel bikes are dotted across the seafront and you can hire them from 17p per minute or £16 for a day. Brunswick Terrace dates back to 1823 and is now mainly guest houses and bed and breakfasts. At the end of this row there is a restaurant called Hamilton's which I can highly recommend. This is the King's statue which was installed in 1809 to commemorate King George III, who often used to holiday in Weymouth. This is the Pink Cake Shop, which is situated at the top of St Mary Street. You will not regret buying anything from here, the cakes are fantastic. As we didn't indulge in a cake today, it was time to go and grab some lunch. Ian and I shared a ploughman's lunch and Charlie had pie of the day. We wandered back down St Alban Street and over the road into Alexandra Gardens, where you'll find a large arcade and many children's rides. Opposite the Pavilion Theatre, there's a blue and white building which faces the beach and harbour. On the beach side, preserved behind a sheet of perspex, you'll find the names and initials of the American soldiers who carved their details into the wall using their bayonets whilst waiting to board their vessels bound for Normandy in June 1944. Over 500,000 soldiers from America, Canada and Britain departed Weymouth and Portland for D-Day. In World War II it served as a major embarkation point for D-Day landings and was protected by Nothe Fort. The 2016 film Dunkirk was partly shot on the harbour side and shows the evacuation and homecoming of the troops. The harbour side is full of cafés and restaurants, and this French restaurant is said to be David Beckham's favourite when he's in the area. We crossed back over the bridge and this time onto the west side of the harbour. Again, on this side of the harbour you'll find many places to eat and drink, including the famous Bennett's fish and chip shop. We spent a few minutes walking along the seawall before turning back and heading towards Nothe Gardens and Nothe Fort. At the top of the steps you'll find Nothe Fort. built between 1860 and 1872 to protect the Royal Navy base and harbour of Portland. It was abandoned in 1956 and restored by Weymouth Civil Society in 1980, when it then opened as a museum. Inside the fort there is a ghost tunnel which is said to be haunted by the whistling gunner, a Victorian gun deck, cafe, interactive exhibits and 360-degree views of the Jurassic coastline, and it's dog friendly, which is always a winner. As well as a children's play area and the car park to Nothe Fort, you can also take in the beautiful views and meet the local wildlife. We continued down Barrack Road past Nothe Tavern and dropped into Hope Square. Hope Square has a number of places to eat and drink, our favourite being the Red Lion. Across the square is Brewer's Quay, which has brewing history dating back to 1252. It's currently under reconstruction and it will open with 47 residential units, a museum and retail units within the next couple of years. We had one last stop off at the old rooms for a bite to eat before heading back up to the harbour. And that's it for our wander around Weymouth. I hope you found it somewhat informative. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. And I hope to do some more videos very, very soon. Thanks for watching.